Conceptualized, the universe becomes my reflection, a concept of deception creating 1,000 hells out of nothing. But peril reigns when I don't recognize my anger in their eyes, a stranger pointing back at all the things that I despise about myself, stuck on a shelf, far out of reach, those things like poison. I'm avoiding what's inside, because terror lies in waiting shadows, like the gallows stark and black against a burning setting sun, and so the sun forgets himself and perpetuates the damage that's been done. The desperation of a child who cannot ask for what he needs, because if he asks, there are repercussions that are worse than getting nothing. So he learns manipulation will feed his hunger for the basics. Not only food and shelter, but for love and validation. It becomes the intonation of his voice when he feigns patience. When his body says no way, but his mouth always says yes, sir. The curve of his spine as it contorts under the pressure. 30 years of loss and longing for that hidden voice to be gone or to be heard and then be silenced keeps internalizing the violence. Push back from the inability to speak its heart and risk vulnerability, as if shame really could kill me from its core of immaturity. I retreated so far inside that I twisted inside out. Flaws once hidden and disguised, now on display, with every defensive shout protecting my fragile identity, while projecting every insecurity like painted graffiti across the walls and ceiling, so everyone can validate their reality for me. Each verbal tag, a feigned portrayal of this derided but desired clout. Each time I yelled or rebelled, letting that poisoned anger out. Or retreated, licked my wounds and pouted, pleading, feeling defeated again, deprived of what I needed, convinced what I think I need must then be greed in disguise, or else lies perpetually just outside the perimeter of my reach, bound by a tacitly accepted moral leash staked to the fissured bedrock of an inherited cultural belief. So I don't need anything. Pressure builds, but there's a humming in the dark recesses, calling for the falling apart of the whole edifice. And I'm missing something that I just can't explain. Persisting and wishing for any little change because daily this suffering, struggle, and pain is competing with memories recalling the shame and every pointing finger that leaves me feeling blamed to see who can overwhelm this man more efficiently. Embracing each shadow who wasn't what he claimed to be until I start to see the fallow roots of my reactions. All of this turbulence was planted only to be a distraction. Stillness is death, so what's left is to remain in constant action. Always stay running, toes gripping for traction. If I slip in an instant, this whole becomes fractions. Subtracting myself from everyone's view typically feels the best, but there's only one way I've learned how to be less. And let's face it, my whole existence will crumble if I am for once honest and stop deflecting from this quiet, unbearable ache in my chest.